You're going to hear an audio tape of Grandma Iole Banker, Grandma Iole Martina, and I'm going to show you photos of the family. This was our last Christmas together, so December 25th on Christmas Day of 2019. And so we were at the Embassy Suites hotel in Arcadia. They still had some green plants and shrubs and things, but they had already redesigned it, and there was no more water feature that we missed. Seeing the little koi fish and everything. The waterfall, missed that. They had the Christmas tree up, you can see right there. And Grandma Iole was wearing her Christmas present. I think I gave her several Christmas presents, and since I knew we were going out to dinner on Christmas Day, I gave it to her before we went out to dinner. And it said Laura Scudders, so it's just a hat, but that's the name of a, they made potato chips, kind of the first potato chips that were ever made, more or less, around here at least. And her dad, Dante, did some cement work for Laura Scudder's business, and because of that, I guess they gave him some potato chips, and he brought them home to Grandma Iole, and they'd all never tasted potato chips before, and they thought it was, you know, the greatest thing. It was so tasty. I think I had to go. It was a little bit difficult to find a hat. I wanted to find some kind of something that, really I wanted to find a bag of Laura Scudder's potato chips, but they stopped making potato chips a few years earlier, so it was impossible to find that. But I wanted to find a couple things that said Laura Scudder's on it. They still made like dips and stuff, but I know since she wore hats a lot, since she didn't get her hair fixed and all curled and dyed brown anymore. She wore hats every time we went out, so I thought she might enjoy that hat, but never really had a chance to wear it too many times. So she's going to be talking about how her parents came to America. Here we go. Her dad, Dante, first came to America.
Could stay in America.
How did your dad be able to come in?
I think Maya must have been a sponsor. You used to have sponsors.
Yes. Maya was a sponsor, but who sponsored Maya?
I don't know.
So Manya was Dante's aunt. Her real name was Easy Day, but they called her Manya because that meant aunt in dialect, and she was Grandma Iole's aunt. So we're not sure how Manya was able to come to America in the first place, but you know, thanks to her being here in America, some of her other brothers and sisters, or some of her other brothers, only her brothers, came to America. I think Elsa, the youngest of all the brothers and sisters of Dante, just stayed in Italy and took care of their parents and things like that. So, you know, Dario Martinet and Aldo Martina also came to America. So this is at the little restaurant at the Embassy Suites. Wanted to go there because it wouldn't be too crowded, and one of the few places open on Christmas.
Some guy she liked?
So I wonder, how did Manya, who sponsored Manya to come to America, like how did she get here? Easy Day, Dante's sister.
Sponsor. You used to have sponsors.
Manya was a sponsor, but who sponsored Manya?
I don't know.
Some guy she liked?
Probably. Twee prikken doyan. Say, arrivar mund.
So after 2 years of her parents being in America, she arrived in the world. Grandma Iole was born.
For 2 years, I arrived into this world.
How do you say this world?
Stumund. Stumund.
That's two words, right? It's like into this world.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you just say world?
Mund.
World. World.
Word.
World.
Mund. Try to do try both.
Grandma Iole said, I told you 3 times how to pronounce the word world in dialect, Mund. She was so good to cooperate with me so many times. I'm so glad we have these recordings.
So how do you just say world?
Mund.
World. World.
Word.
World.
Mund. Try to do try both.
One more time.
Mund. Say på, I think cryo you make ses mes young DTD and me enter California.
So I think Grandma Iole was only 6 months old when her parents decided to move from New York to California.
Say på, Mund. Say på, I think cryo you make ses mes young DTD and me enter California. Cryo you make ses mes. Quedaron cuchita, chita.
Grandma Iole was still very tiny, Chita. And I have my special vest on there, the one that kind of costs thousands of dollars. The what's it called? Something like, it sounds like caballo or caballero. It's the name of. It's in like Brazil or somewhere in South America. They make clothing that is protective, so I like to wear that at hotels just in case. You never know if you have some crazy person. At least I would be safe. Get level 3A panels, so if anything happened, I'd be safe.
California. Cryo make ses mes. Quedaron cuchita, chita.
You were just like 6 months old when you came to California.
Mm-hmm. Son arrivar segunda da New York, Florida, probably San Pedro.
So they went from New York to Florida, and then from Florida to San Pedro. The reason San Pedro, there was no airplane or anything, and they took a boat from New York to Florida, and I guess maybe they went through the Panama Canal or something. I mean, I'm not sure about that. It's a good question. I think of all these questions now that I should have asked Grandma Iole. Darn.
Segunda da New York, Florida, probably San Pedro.
On a train?
Bastiment. A boat.
Florida, probably San Pedro.
On a train?
Boat. Ito ay the Alhambra.
So I think once they got to Southern California, they went to Alhambra right away because that's where Manya was living, the Easy Day, Dante's sister.
No,
Boat.
Bastiment, boat.
Ito yung da Alhambra. Met Uncle Dario, and Manya used to have right next door.
So Manya, Easy Day, and Dario lived right next door to each other in Alhambra. So brother and sister were living right next door together, right next door to each other, two separate houses in Alhambra. It's nice that family could stick together like that, and it's nice they had brothers and sisters to lean on. I mean, I guess you can say there's advantages of being an only child. Grandma Iole and I were both only child, the only child, but I don't know, I think it's nice to have some siblings so you don't feel all alone in the world, when you become older. I know several instances of people that are older. The sisters get together when the parents are gone and there's no more family. At least the sisters have each other, or the siblings have each other. At least some family members. See, I think Grandma Iole already looked not quite her usual self, Christmas of 2019. Maybe, who knows how long she had prediabetes. Maybe it would kind of be borderline. Maybe it was borderline for a long time. And I think those diuretic pills she took for her heart, the furosemide and spironolactone, and just for the swelling in her legs, I think they also were bad for her pancreas and the production of insulin and everything. So this book belonged to Grandma Iole's mother, Ida Martina. And I'm not 100% sure, but it's possible that writing is Ida's writing. I'm pretty sure it is, really, because it's not my mom's writing, and it's not Grandma Iola's writing. I don't think that really, to me, doesn't... Well, I guess if there was any question, it would be either Ida's writing or Grandma Iola's writing. It could have been Grandma Iola's writing. And it's hard to see the address there. It looks like 9855, but it's just that the first 5 got scribbled. It was supposed to be 35 because Ida and Dante lived at 35 before it was added on to, before the second floor addition. And some of the first floor wasn't there. It was just before the addition, 35 was just the kitchen, laundry room area, and the dining room. That was like dining room / front room, and the one small bathroom downstairs and the small bedroom. That was the entire house. So the additions were the second floor and the attics, but also the additions were the main living room, not the dining room, but the main bigger living room by the stairs that go upstairs, and the large bathroom downstairs, and the large bedroom downstairs. I'm not sure about the hallway. Yeah, I am pretty sure. I think, I think that was an addition to the long hallway downstairs. Almost certain. So that's a photo of Grandma Iole and her mom Ida and her dad Dante, probably in Alhambra. I don't think it was Monterey Park yet. I thought maybe Grandma Iole was just a tad older by the time they were in Monterey Park, but I'm not 100% sure. So that could have been North Elizabeth Street, Monterey Park, 407. The address was 407 North Elizabeth Street in Monterey Park. Or it could have been Alhambra. Look how handsome her dad Dante was. My goodness. Oh, so back to our little story here.
Kayo kay dito a storya from there on. That's the story of my mom. Mia Due, grandmama, Una is chamava Suzanna Godino. L'altra is chamava Suzanna Godino too.
So Grandma Iole thinks that both of her grandmothers were named Suzanna Godino. Suzanna Godino. I know for sure on her mother's side, Ida's mother, Ida and Clelia, sisters, Ida's mother was Suzanna Godino before she became Suzanna Godino Rivoire. But I just don't know about her dad's side. But Grandma Iole thinks that both of her grandmas, even on her dad's side, were named Suzanna Godino or Susanna. There's Ida with her grandchildren, so Grandma Iole's children. My mom Lonnie standing up, the older one, and Grandma Iole's son Jack is sitting down. And I'm not sure where that was taken. That was about the age that they moved to Emperor. So it's possible that that was still in Monterey Park where Ida and Dante were living. You see, to me, it looks like there's sidewalks, like it's a developed neighborhood already, trees planted every so many feet and everything, like by the city. Emperor Arcadia was just way out in Tuleville. There was not really much city planning like that. So I'm pretty sure this photo was taken maybe in the yard right outside of Ida and Dante's house in Monterey Park, 407 North Elizabeth Avenue. And that's a photo of my mom, Lonnie. This book spans different ages, so that would also be the Monterey Park house, I would think. They were visiting, maybe. Let's see. That's Grandma Iola's son, Jack. Pretty sure. Right? Sometimes I can't tell the difference between Lonnie and Jack. The outfit looks like a boy, but yeah, I guess it is Jack. So that was taken at 55, looking over towards 45. Tell you the truth, I'm not sure who that is. I would guess Jack, though. It's possible it could have been Lonnie. Let's just say Jack. I think that's my mom, Lonnie, Yolanda. I'm pretty sure. That's Grandma Iola's mom, Ida, and Grandma Iola on the left, and I don't know who the little boy is.
Both of your grandmas were called Suzanna Godino.
Yeah, Tanti Godino.
There were many people in Italy, or in their part of Italy, northwestern Italy, Piemonte region, with the last name of Godino.
Godino.
Yeah, Tanti Godino in Piedmont.
There was many people with the last name Godino in Piedmont.
Mm-hmm.
And was one of them called Susanna and the other Suzanne, or both?
Probably both Susanna.
Susanna.
Mm-hmm. Sei pas, il y avait sei pas s'il y avait no middle name or not.
She's not sure if either of her grandmothers that were named Suzanna Godino had a middle name to distinguish between the two of them. She doesn't remember that part. There's Grandma Iola standing up. Look how pretty she really did a good job of, getting dressed up and fixed up. Always fixed up her hair and wore a nice dress and high heels. And there's Grandpa Bob feeding his son Jack, and there's my mom Lonnie, Yolanda, kind of looking at my dad like, I think she might have been a little jealous when the baby came along. It's probably hard sometimes to be the older sister, the older sibling, and the oldest sibling. At first you had all their attention, the parents, and then once the new baby comes along, that's where the attention is focused. It's a cute picture of Grandpa Bob. A great profile of Grandma Iola.
Sei pas s'il y avait no middle name or not. I have my grandmother's death certificate, and it would say, they sent it to my mother, and I kept it, and it would probably say on there what
Where is this?
I don't know, somewhere.
But they were both called Suzanne Godino. That's weird.
Maybe they were related. I don't know.
You don't know if they were related?
I don't know. There were so many Godinos, like Smith,
Did they look alike?
No. Mia mama era chica.
So her mother's mother, Susanna Godino, on her mom's side, Ida's mother, was small.
Mia mama era chica. A really pale chestnut color.
And also talking about her mother's mother, her grandma on her mother's side, she had chestnut-colored hair. Light. Must be a airport tower at some airport. There's Grandpa Bob and Grandma Iola. I guess it is a little blurry. That's not Grandpa Bob's airplane. Maybe that one was, from the work, the company airplane or something. There's my mom, Yolanda Lonnie, and her brother Jack, Grandma Iola's children. I am pretty sure that the plants behind them are sweet peas. I think different generations in our family have enjoyed planting sweet peas. They're colorful, and I planted a bunch of them with Grandma Iola all around the whole fence of 35, and Looks like maybe maybe her mom Ida planted those, or maybe she planted them. Oh, this is a great picture of Grandma Iole playing the violin. I think it could be a little bit clearer if I can get it out of here. To me, it looks a little clearer. Her mom made all her dresses too, so it's like a wedding dress. I'm not sure if it was. But gosh, why can't it? It really does look clearer in real life than it does here. Why? Let's see. Maybe zoom up on it. Yeah, there we go. Wow, isn't that great? So, I would imagine Grandma Iole was probably around 16 years old then. And that was probably the house in Monterey Park, the one that her parents bought with, 8% interest at the time or something, the 407 North Elizabeth Avenue. Okay, let's see here.
Okay, so the mom of your mom, Ida, that Suzanne Godino, was short. Like how short? Maybe 5, like me.
5 feet.
With chestnut colored hair. Oh, I love that color.
La mamá de papá era anche magana yana chi popi grande ma patron chica.
So her grandma, her dad's mother, was still small, but maybe just a little bit bigger or taller than her mom's mother. So her grandma on her dad's side was maybe just a little bit taller or bigger than her grandma on her dad's side. There's Grandma Iole's son, Jack, when he was a teenager. There's my mom, Yolanda, with her pharmacy attire on. So it sounds like Grandma on her dad's side was pretty thin.
It would be thin because they had hard work.
Your dad's mom's eyes were blue. What about Davide? Was his
papà mia mamma aveva tall.
Giacomo was short.
Oops. There's Grandma Iola's son, Jack.
What about Davide? Was his
papà mia mamma aveva
So the father, so Grandma Iola's grandfather on her mother's side, so Ida's father, Giacomo, was pretty short.
tall.
Giacomo was short.
That's the name of the company that Grandpa Bob worked for, Air Associates, Inc. Maybe like delivering things or, airplane parts and stuff like that.
What did he look like, kind of?
Right there, you see him.
Yeah, it's not in color. Blue eyes, brown
No,
eyes.
I think it was brown eyes.
Brown eyes.
So Giacomo, on the mother's side, Ida's father had brown eyes.
Ma la saúde, minha mamã, e havia escassi li pel bianco.